Man, this place is such a dump. You got all kinds of old vehicles and things, elements of things, old bus, car, paneling for a house, brick for a whatever structure you want to make, old tool shed thing, chest for the back of a truck, old engines, axles, car frames, more axles, more frames, and a frame for an old house, tub, old mini tractor off in the distance there, tubs to carry whatever gas, log splitting. Those lumberjacks are getting in there in the forest fire and trying to save the trees by cutting them down. I think they're trying to get to the trees before the fire does in an effort to salvage. It's like the firefighting is also a salvaging mission, which makes it a little bit profitable in ways. It's kind of a hurried and spotty type of cutting. Maybe they're probably clear cutting too. Probably not even bothering trying to cut like small trees. But yeah, there's a lot of junk. At least they got a nice trail that goes through it. Somebody can mosey through it and look. We just went through a fence behind this gas station. It didn't say private property, but once again, these idiots don't like to put up signs that say private property, no trespassing. They'll just leave it as is until they can come out and scold you for getting on their private property. But there's back here has got some interesting things. I'm looking for that trail that goes into the woods. But this is interesting. Old farm harvester, I'm sure. The grain probably shoots out the bottom there, goes over the top. Probably some kind of elevator that brings it up to the top there, and they'll drive through with this big machine and harvest it all. Keep a tennis ball there for looks. They really thresh things with this. This looks sharp too. Ow, jeez. I could have cut myself on that. Those are thin. It's for grass. I mean, they're not heavy duty, they're thin, so it's a good sign it's for grass. Oh, they shoot out both sides. This thing must have been a beast back in its day. Lots of logs. I don't understand why there's so many logs. They're useless logs. You can't build anything with them. They're too weak. Got an old gremlin. Is this a gremlin? R-U-N-A? A run-a gremlin? Not sure. Famous potatoes. They changed famous potatoes right there back in 1990 to scenic Idaho. Famous potatoes. I think that was maybe a World War II thing when they were dehydrating the potatoes. So somebody stole the stereo out of this, but it's kind of in such bad shape that it probably doesn't matter. Oh, there's a stereo. It's one of them special stereos you don't see anymore, where you hit the button to, well, it's just so broken. You could probably flip through, no? It's just that broken Philco. It's an old radio. I used to hit those buttons back in the 80s. In antique cars in the 80s that worked good enough, used to have them. Is this locked? Oh, no, I wouldn't think so. So they remove the seats. That makes it a little more roomy. But they also removed the engine, so they got plenty of room to put a new engine in here. Yeah, it's a stick shift. This thing is familiar. Rotates. Those are tricky to replace. I was thinking about replacing mine, and man, there's a tree growing in it. Look at that. Wow. Tree growing right in the engine compartment. I got big plans. So there's all kinds of nails I'm going to step on here. And this wood is amazing. It's cracky. Every log I've stepped on in the woods, the logs crack. That screen would be great for mosquitoes. Man, mosquitoes are bad around here. Yeah, wood gets so dry. If that fire reached here, it would be a huge bonfire. Huge. Looks like, oh, maybe not. Alright, I thought the truck may have gotten exposed to a fire. You know, I'm really looking for the trail, but this stuff is really fascinating. How this all accumulated over time. I'm pretty sure that's a gremlin. Well, where's the gas? Is the gas tank located right in the back? Isn't that the one that explodes or something? And then there's other farm equipment. Some kind of you run things through that, maybe for manure in your barn or whatever. A big pile of chains over here. Yes, maybe for hay bales. You run hay bales or something. This is a big pile of chain, maybe from the 1800s or so. Wow. Some kind of a tub, pile of sticks, a motor. Not so much a car motor. Yeah, more logs, jet fuel tank. Maybe that's different from like a gas tank. Instead of, they gotta make it maybe thicker for jet fuel. Jet fuel looks like it can light up easier. Man, there's this too. Somebody can drive through, but they actually locked this. Yeah, this is looking more and more like it's private property in some way, because they actually locked this. But they probably allow that trail walking. Maybe there's a trail that goes back. It showed it a trail on the map. It's like numbered 696. So they decided to take all the tires off of this truck and put them up on log blocks. They've given up on it. It's got a schematics. They found the electronics to still be good enough to keep. I hear somebody cutting something in the background. Yeah, see that trail would have to maybe have a bridge because of this creek. So I'd expect that there's a bridge somewhere, like maybe for walking. That is crystal clear. You could almost take a bath in that, as hot as it is right now. And as isolated as this area is, you could get away. There's a good chance you could get away with it. Right, and here it is. Here's the trail. Or no, I mean the bridge. It goes over the creek. So the trail does run through this dump site. What kind of car is this? It looks kind of fancy. What kind of car is it? They were painting it. They might intend to do something special. It's just not marked. Is there somebody inside? No, they locked it. So they're doing something with this. It looks in good enough shape. So then we're allowed, I believe we're encouraged to walk on this trail. And if we happen to wander off a little bit to get an idea of what this area is all about, I'm sure we're welcome to. It's all junk anyway. I can't pick any of this up and carry it off. Alright, so it looks like I'm not showing it, but there's a kind of a trail by the creek that follows the creek a little bit to the bridge. I'm just kind of scanning over all that junk, and this is closer to the creek. And this is the placer mine. This looks like evidence of placer mining. I don't believe that this pit is natural, and I think it's a good chance it was made by the placer mining. Just getting a closer look at this bridge, surrounding areas. Looks like there's a bit of a film on the rocks. It's a fairly fast-moving little creek, too. You see the earth is falling into it at times. Alright, so just a walk bridge, intentionally designed for walking. I definitely didn't make it wide enough for my car if I wanted to drive. They also locked that gate too, so the only people that can drive here are the ones that have the key to that lock. This is interesting. They got like these logs tied to prevent erosion or something. It's a unique setup. And this would be the gulch where, when there's flooding, you can see clear signs that water has run through here at furious paces around here and into the creek. Flooding might happen in the springtime, I suppose. I presume a lot of erosion happens during that flooding. A lot of the land goes through rapid changes during flooding times. As soon as I heard a four-wheeler, I ran to get off that trail. They got this trail that cuts across the gulch. They are maniacs on them motorcycles. Don't want to take any chances of being in their way. Yeah, it is really hard to see the city with all these trees in the way. But I really can't say that's a bad thing, because it's nice to have these trees. My car is comfortably parked in shade right now, next to the library. And it will be in shade for the rest of the day, pretty much, in this 90+ weather. And it's even hotter in Boise, and I would not be able to find any good shade. So this is it's a good trade-off to have this cooler weather. How the cool weather happens, I mean, I understand coming up north, that'll affect the temperature difference by, an hour's drive north, affected by a degree, but besides that, I don't know how it can drop 10 degree difference at nights in particular. So yeah, part of the reason why I think this is a bit of a secret trail is because it's just not marked on Google Maps. You need to get the map from the forest people to see the marking for the trail. But yeah, Google Maps doesn't have it. So they can't have everything though, especially they don't get all the information out there. You gotta find it out in other means. Google Maps doesn't have it all, pretty much. Alright, so there are some spots that you can get fully submerged in this creek, but you gotta lay prone to do it. Pretty nice. I'm not sure what it looks like down further. I'm sure it's wonderful. Just follow the creek. It's pretty easy to do. You just gotta be able to crawl down deep on this embankment. The other side looks fine, but all along this embankment, it's pretty steep. So you just kind of fall into the creek. This part of the creek that's very lush. Just kind of, it's a bit of a trail. It might be a deer trail. Very lush to get to this creek. Very lush. I watch for beehives fairly closely. And then, yeah, there's a creek. Looks nice. It really looks nice. Like, it's like not too many creeks look like they're like friendly to go into, to jump into, to walk in, cool your feet. My feet are a little bit cleaner now with this creek. There's not too many. I mean, I wouldn't drink from this, but because of the giardia, I would definitely consider boiling water and then drinking it. But yeah, it smells like fish, but I don't see fish. There's probably fish, but oh, there's little fish right there. Little minnows. Yeah, really nice. It'd be a challenge to climb up. Be a nice view up there, huh? See these white rocks every so often. They're like nearly agates, but not quite. Takes a lot of pressure and heat to influence them. And you see them every so often. You got this, I think it's a public parking area. A lot of fire trucks, campers park here. Pretty sure they don't want you to stay the night though. You see this gate, and you can go right through that. Get on that trail, get on that bridge, check out the creek. It's pretty neat.